Hi everyone. It is now dove season here in California, so I thought I would do a dove cooking video. Now, I didn't go hunting this year for doves, but I did go last year and I had some success. So now it's time to get them out of the freezer and cook them. Most of the videos or recipes I come across call for bacon because the meat is lean, it's wild meat, right? So most people want to account for that and add bacon to soften it. I wanted to do something different, so I sort of came up with my own recipe. So as we all know, when you cook wild meat, you do have to account for the fact that it's a little tougher and a little bit leaner, but it doesn't always have to be with bacon. What I like to do is change the cooking method. So instead of sticking them in the oven or frying them or grilling them, I am using a crock pot. That has always worked for rabbit for me, and I know it will work for the dove breasts. I will also cook them in some sauce, so that will definitely soften them. And we'll see how it works out, but I think it's a really good recipe I put together, and it's fairly easy to make, and it's just ingredients I have here at home. So it's nothing special, nothing out of the ordinary. Here are the ingredients and everything you will need. Now, I'm not going to use every single thing here because I wanted to show you some options. But first of all, you will need your dove breasts, and I have about 15 of them here, and they are still on the bone, but they will slide right off once they are cooked. And the first thing you're going to do is make a brine, and I will use salt, pepper, just a little bit of liquid smoke, some garlic, and some onions. Now, a brine is normally just salt and water, but some people add other spices and sometimes even sugar. After it's brined, in the crock pot, I will prepare a mixture. I will use some more onions and chop up some garlic. I will use a little bit of sugar, but I'm not going to use regular sugar. I usually use Truvia, which is a very healthy and natural sugar substitute. Of course, I'm not going to use this much. I will also need some tomato sauce and some paprika. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I might actually skip that because I do have butter. So let's just say I will take the olive oil out and use the butter, but if you don't want to use the butter, you could use the olive oil. I will need some Worcestershire sauce, some more of the spices, and some garlic powder. Besides that, I will need some mushrooms. Now, it could be fresh or it could be canned. I will end up using the canned mushrooms. I just sort of like it more when I cook. I will use some red wine. I would say any kind of red wine will work that you would actually drink yourself. And ranch seasoning. This is something you can pour over the dove breast. This is just an extra layer of seasoning, but I will not be using this. So this is what I'm going to use. It's a very simple recipe in a crock pot. This crock pot is very old. It's very big. It's too big probably, but the other one I have is too small. So I just chose the bigger one. I guess it's safer. And then you will need some pasta. Now, any kind of pasta is good that can just absorb all the sauces and everything. So you don't want to use like an elbow pasta or spaghetti. So I am going to use the shells, but you can also use rotini or anything else. So basically, here is all the ingredients. As you can see, it's not a lot. It's very simple, and it's things that you probably have at home. Okay, it's time to eat. I am actually anxiously waiting to see what it will taste like because, like I said before, this recipe I have just came up with. I never tried it, and as you could see, my dog Misha is also very anxious to see if she's gonna get any. So I think overall it turned out really good. I mean, just by looking at it, the meat fell off the bone, so that is definitely a plus. And of course, you're going to have some red wine with it, hopefully. This is the same wine I put in it. Let's see. I definitely like it. I can actually taste the red wine. I have just used just the right amount of salt and a little bit of sugar, so it's not sweet at all, but it's not just straight up salty. I don't like it like that. I like the sauce, how it gets mixed up with the pasta. That's why I like to use this type of pasta. And the meat is definitely soft. It is super soft. If I would have put this in the oven or on a grill, I think I would have probably messed it up. I know there's a way to do it, but this way I could make sure that it is completely soft. So hopefully you'll try this out. In the description of the video, I am going to leave the recipe with all the optional things that you could maybe add. You might even try to add a little bit of sour cream in the sauce before the end, or maybe a splash of cream. You can also experiment with some fresh herbs like dill, or maybe basil could go well. I'm not sure. So there are a lot of different things you can do, but I think this is my favorite way of making dove breast. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.